Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life of a Wife podcast.
I'm Lindsay, and this is Amanda, and thank you for joining us today. Grab your favorite drink, and we're going to get started.
So, Lindsay and I have been friends for like 10 years now, right?
Yes, almost exactly 10 years. April of 2014 is whenever we became friends.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So I just recently became a wife in October, but Lindsay has been a wife for quite some time.
Yeah, 7 years.
Wow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been dating my husband for almost 8 years. So pretty much, and she had her 1 year, well, wedding celebration, but wedding anniversary on my husband and I's 1 year dating anniversary. So we're definitely going to bring different insights to this. And that's kind of why we wanted to start this podcast.
Yeah, we just wanted to make a podcast about being a wife and a friend and just all the things that life entails with all that. So we wanted to share that with you guys and have a great time doing it.
Yeah. All right. So this is something a little bit different, but we really like food.
We love food.
And drinks and mocktails. So we have mocktails today. Can they see them or no?
Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah, we have mocktails today. And Crumbl cookies. So we're going to start off with a little Crumbl cookie review. We thought that would be fun. So let's get into that.
Great. For our drink today, I made a blackberry syrup and with some sparkling water and lime. I tasted it and it's not the greatest, but I tried my best.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we're definitely, I think I just have so many ideas for different cute little mocktails, so yeah. And then Amanda and I love to eat Crumbl cookies together, so.
Yeah, I love Crumbl cookie. My husband doesn't, so
that's why we eat them together.
All right, which one's first?
First, I'm going to taste this drink again.
Ooh, the jingle. Oh my gosh, I run into the microphone.
Amanda said it did taste like ginger ale, and I do agree.
Yeah, tastes like ginger ale, so it's not bad. As I completely don't talk into the microphone. It tastes like ginger ale, but it's not bad. Okay, which one do you want to try first? I think
I'm most excited about the maple one.
Okay, why don't we try that first?
The maple one's like a sandwich cookie.
What is it called? You don't remember?
Do they have special names? Darn it. I can look it up. This one's like a sandwich.
It's maple.
And sugar cookie.
Icing inside.
I'm trying not to chew into the microphone.
I am chewing in the microphone.
Well, you don't need to hear both of us.
That's what we're here for. Mapley.
I love this one. I'm giving this a 8.5 out of 10.
7.5.
Fair.
What's next?
I'm just deciding all of them. I'm kidding. But I also really wanted to try that cinnamon one.
Yeah.
It's like a cake one, but I watched a review where a girl said it tasted like soap, so I'm very interested to see if that was just her or if it actually tasted like soap.
I'm smelling it.
Smells like coffee cake.
I taste cream cheese. I don't taste soap.
I taste cream cheese as well. I really like that one too.
I think it's an 8, but some people don't like cream cheese icing.
That's true. That could have been what she was tasting.
All right. What's next? That's you.
You pick the next one.
Okay. We're going to do this. Do you know what this one is called? It's okay.
Red velvet.
Just red velvet, or is it like red velvet chocolate chip?
I mean, it's red velvet with white chocolate chips in it.
Okay.
It doesn't taste bad, but I don't really feel like it tastes like much.
Yeah. I like the chocolate chips. Did you hear that red velvet is like actually chocolate? Is that
I did
true?
hear that. I don't think it's true, but I think red velvet has cocoa in it.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Will you rate it?
Oh, I forgot to rate it. I don't know, because it wasn't like bad, but it definitely was my favorite. I'd probably rate it like a 7.5.
That's still a pretty high score.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 7, but I feel like I have to rate Crumbl pretty high. All right.
She's forced to.
I just love it. Let's try the chocolate chip one. This is semi-sweet chocolate chip, and I actually I don't always love the semi-sweet chocolate chip.
I'm really
so
excited
we'll
for this one too.
I lost some chocolate chips.
Uh-oh.
I feel like it's not giving that crunch that I want. It is not.
I love this one so much. What do you give it?
That's like a 7 or 6.5. I don't know why the Crumbl chocolate chip cookies just aren't my favorite. I don't know if I've actually ever had a milk chocolate one. Maybe I need a milk chocolate one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think I give this one an 8. I love just plain
I
chocolate
have to
chip
wash
cookies.
my mouth out.
Before we try the Oreo one.
I saved that for last on purpose. This one's Oreo birthday cake, so.
I actually cheated and I tried this one last night, so I already know what it tastes like.
We're gonna hit it from the back because we want to get that crunch in there. But
none of their cookies are very crunchy. I don't know what you're looking for. Have you ever had a crunchy Crumbl cookie?
Mm-hmm. That's the best one.
So good.
Yeah. I'm getting crumbs everywhere.
Okay.
Nine.
I agree. 9.
So yeah, I love Crumbl cookies. Delicious.
Delicious as always.
All right.
Get back into my comfy position.
So we just want to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves since this is our first episode. So
Yes.
I'm 26, about to be 27.
So close to being 27.
Yeah.
How many days?
I don't know.
Have you been counting down?
Kinda. Do I have cookie on my face?
No.
That'd be funny.
I think we're far enough away
I
that
just
they
burped into the camera. I'm sorry, everyone. So sorry. Yeah, so my birthday's coming up here soon.
When is your birthday, Amanda?
May 2nd. Yeah. Um, so I'm excited, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like 27 is closer to 30, and I feel old. But
You do feel old?
yeah, but Dylan, her husband, Dylan, how old is he now?
He's going to be 30 this year.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he's always been.
Dylan's turning 30 in August. That's
So
crazy.
maybe we could talk about. Well, we got to talk about how we met, but then how we met our husbands.
Yeah, definitely. I am 27. I turned 27 in December, and yeah,
And yeah.
that's about it.
So Lindsay and I met going to Beatty, which is like a technical school. So it's pretty cool. You would go halfway throughout the day to high school, and then you would go to Beatty, the technical school, and we went for early childhood education.
Because we love kids.
Yeah. And I ended up not working with kids after that for a couple years, and now I have found myself being a toddler teacher for 6 years now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, working with toddlers for 6 years. I did work with older infants for a little bit, and then I worked with like summer camp kids for a little bit, which is just not for me.
Based on her face, she didn't enjoy it.
I could barely make it through school myself, let alone working with school age kids.
Yeah.
So
Toddlers are much more fun.
Yeah, and then Lindsay did nanny for a bit. How long did you nanny for?
Well, after school, neither Amanda and I went to college.
Well, I did for a little bit. I did.
Amanda didn't
I
finish
did.
college.
I didn't finish college. I went for like the first year and a half. And I'm really bad at math. So
that's why she quit.
I couldn't. I actually wanted to be a social worker. I gotta stop saying I can feel it, but
I can feel
that's
it
okay.
in my bones.
Yeah.
But yeah, after high school, I decided to just work in daycares for a little bit. I worked at like 3 different daycares, and I hated it.
I knew that's what you were gonna say. Yeah.
I cried after work every single day. It was so great. And then I got into nannying, and that was like the best time of my life. I made so much money. I was working one-on-one with kids and parents, and I thrived doing that. But it was all under the table, so then I had to get a big girl job.
Yeah.
And I decided not to go back into childcare, and so I went and worked at a garden center for a couple years. And then now I have a job as a quality advocate working for a medical company. So I work with Excel a lot. I'm not going to go into my whole job description,
Wow.
but yeah, that's what I do.
I do not like Excel. That sounds silly, but not good at that type of stuff.
That's okay.
Yeah, I worked as a pharmacy technician for like 3 months. And then before that, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts just when I was in school. But yeah, and then I really just loved babies, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should like work at the pharmacy and a daycare or childcare at the same time." But then I was like, "No, I should just leave and go try it." So I've worked at a couple of different centers, but yeah, there's different types of centers all around, so you have to find the one that works best for you. Definitely it depends where you work. Not that working with children isn't hard in general, because it is, but
yeah, I mean, it definitely, the environment has so much to do with it, and I think I just wasn't willing to do what Amanda did and search for the best one that I could find. I gave up. So, and that was the best choice for me, so
yeah,
not mad about it.
yeah. Well, we could go into a little bit of how we met our husbands, since we're called Life of a Wife.
Life of a wife.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I met Dylan in high school. He was going into 11th grade. Yeah, he was going into 11th grade. I was going into 10th grade. And we met that summer and were inseparable. Every single day we hung out.
How did you meet? Oh,
Through friends.
they're friends.
Yeah, like after school, a whole bunch of our friends were meeting up.
So he was only like one grade above you?
Yes, but
he's a lot older.
well, only for a few months is he 3 years older than me.
Okay, yeah, I see.
And then all the other times he's 2 years older than me. So.
Mm-hmm.
But he is older for his class as well.
Yeah.
Because he was actually born the same year my sister was, but since he was born the end of August, that's why he's in a different class than her. So yeah, we met that summer and didn't stop hanging out the whole summer. And then after school, 2 years after we both, 2 years after I graduated, I guess it was 3 years after he graduated, we decided to get a house and get married. So we got a house in November, and then in January we got married. So we gave ourselves 2 months to plan a wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Which it wasn't that hard because it was a very, very small wedding. Because Amanda mentioned a wedding celebration before, so we had a very small COVID wedding before COVID weddings were a thing. And then we had a big wedding celebration that September. So that was 2017. And yep.
So you've been together for how long now?
11 years.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty wild because I was like 19, just around the time I met Mark is when they got married, so it was pretty crazy. Our friend group, we were like, oh wow, like she's getting married, getting this house, and we're like just trying to figure out our lives.
Yeah, I had just turned 20.
It's definitely
whenever we got married.
Hard when your friends are in different phases of life because you're kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah, I feel like everything worked out so perfectly because then, like, I feel like we got to be a little bit older whenever we were celebrating your wedding. And that, to me, was just very special to, like, be in a different time of our lives,
yeah,
too.
I could cry.
Goodbye. Amanda just got married in October.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's very fresh.
Yes, and Lindsay was my matron of honor. So she was I teared up a little bit. She was the best matron of honor like anyone could ever ask for. The whole night just held up my dress and just, you know,
her bustle would not stay
waited
bustled
on me
at all, whatever, whatsoever.
Her and my mom just took care of everything that day, and it was just the best day ever.
It was the best day ever.
The next day, I couldn't fall asleep before we went on our honeymoon to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I just like laid there and cried and cried and cried and had like this religious experience why can't I think of what I'm saying? Experience, like where I just felt close to heaven, like after my wedding day. Like it was just the best day ever. And I cried and cried and cried because I was actually almost scared because I was like scared of losing Mark or something, you know. I felt like I was fine. I hit that peak of like I am like this is all I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's crazy because like nobody's wedding day goes perfectly. I feel like there's always something that goes wrong. There's always something like crazy that happens. Amanda's wedding day, I am not even joking, was the most perfect day anybody could ever ask for. Like, I cannot even think of one thing that went wrong. So, like, I don't know. It was just crazy. So, whenever she says it was a perfect day, she's serious.
Yeah, it was beyond amazing. It was in October. So, and it was just perfect weather, and it sprinkled like a little bit for good luck, but that was it.
Yes.
But anyways, I met Mark through friends, and I like just got out of a relationship, which was crazy. And I met him like 3 days later. It was only like an 8 months relationship, but I met him like 3 days later. And we knew that our friends kind of always wanted us to be together, but we were like, I was, I was always in a relationship of some sort. I've always been a relationship girl. So,
Which
and
at that age, pretty much everyone
yeah,
is.
I was
So
19,
she's not
so
alone.
I was 19, so I was that girl. And we met and we just started casually hanging out, and there was no like, we were just talking about this last night actually, because we have a friend who's single looking to mingle. So we were talking about advice we would give him and stuff like that. But yeah, knew we were being set up, so there was no like weird like, oh, I like you, like you like me. Like we were like, okay, so we know we're being set up. So here are my morals and values, and like, do they align with yours? And they did. And we both were in relationships before, so we knew what we wanted, and we were both dating to marry. So, and within less than 2 weeks, we just decided to make it official, and here we are, 7 years later.
I don't know why, like, I remember all this happening, but it feels so far away.
Yeah.
Like, that, I mean, not that, like, obviously Dylan and I have been together for 11 years, but, like, you and Mark meeting just seems like so long ago.
Yeah, I'm like, what was life before?
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
I don't even know. And to go deeper into it, yeah, we were 19, and well, I was 19, he was 20. He's a year older than me, and pretty quickly on, we knew we wanted to like be together and get married and stuff like that.
It was definitely you know when you know
Yeah.
situation.
So, and that's why I got so emotional like the night of my wedding and stuff, because we we were we were young, but we didn't get married as young as Lindsay, obviously, but it was a different scenario with them. They were high school sweethearts, but we didn't rush to move out and live together like some people do. We waited.
Mm-hmm.
We've lived together for 2 years now, a little over 2 years, I believe. We ended up buying my parents' house, but we were looking for apartments originally, but my mom gave us a nice deal on her house, so which is really nice because I didn't have to leave my childhood home. Instead, we like remodeled it and made it our own, and that's where we are right now. This is the the studio, the
The studio.
back bedroom, converted into studio. So yeah.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing your stories.
So yeah, that's my story, and yeah, but I can't imagine it any other way. And Lindsay and I are both big communicators, like on communication and relationships and with friendships. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, I think we just have a lot. Not that we know everything, but I just feel like we always talk to each other about our relationships and how we communicate and how we work things out and stuff like that. And, one day we were just sitting there and I said, sometimes I think about us starting a podcast. And Amanda goes, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And it definitely felt very meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the way we have everything
natural,
set up.
Yeah.
It was kind of like what I pictured. And Lindsay surprised me with this carpet and sent it to my house.
I just sent it to her house one day.
And I knew it was going to be like a lavender purple color. It's just what I envisioned in my head.
The blanket, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about things that we love?
Yeah, sure.
I just
wanted to talk, like some hobbies or like things that we like to do. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, what are 3 things you love?
3 things you love.
One thing that has really been relevant lately in my life is taking walks. And not even like hikes or anything like that, but Dylan and I have this same trail that we go on probably like 2 or 3 times a week. And we just walk and talk and hang out. And I've really been loving that lately.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Mark does not like walking.
We were talking about this the other day.
I love walking. And like my neighborhood isn't the best for walking, I don't think. It's like mostly uphill, and I understand you can walk uphill, but it's like I'd rather walk in like a flat neighborhood.
I think it's also hard to walk in a neighborhood for me personally because I feel like everyone is watching me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that.
We went walking at a local park, and there's a lot of people there, so I get it, but we were just walking, and he just does not like it. He always needs to be doing sports. Like,
he's a busy guy.
Yeah, he always needs to be moving and doing sports. But I love walking. One thing I love, I would say exercise. I've definitely had a back and forth relationship with it over the years, but in 2020 I started exercising because I was sitting on the couch, not moving around, and I was just like, I need to move. So I started doing Mad Fit videos on YouTube, and I absolutely love her. I stand by her forever.
Yes.
Literally forever. But recently, Mark has been going to the gym with me, and it's so much easier for me to go throughout the week when he comes with me, because then it's something that we do together and we go together. So that's been going really well lately.
Good.
Yeah.
Another thing I love, and I would probably consider this a hobby just because it's something that I've gotten really into the past few years, is homemaking. I love having an intentional home, and I love taking care of my house. I'm very much a homebody. I like being at home a lot. So yeah, I just like taking care of my house. I like learning new things to help around the house and all that kind of stuff. So that's something I've been very passionate about lately.
Yeah. I think that too has been helpful for Lindsay to help me get my house in order and everything like that. Another thing, this is kind of a side note, but Lindsay is like extremely organized and like that department.
Amanda and I mesh really well.
And I am not organized at all. So another thing,
Mark loves whenever I come over and organize.
her and Mark are the same person, which is crazy.
That's very funny.
Which like kind of makes sense. Another thing I love.
I can name like 3 things right now.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna be one of them.
Taylor Swift. I was going back and forth with Taylor Swift and my cat. Yeah.
I knew it.
Taylor Swift, yeah. I just love Taylor Swift, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
The end.
I've been listening to her. I know that's like, I don't know if that's like a weird thing to say, but I mean, it's a part of my personality. I've been listening to her since I was young, and I remember the first time I fell in love dancing to Fearless in my bedroom, and her lyrics to her songs and her music, the way it makes me feel and relaxed and calm, whether you're like sad, happy, angry, whatever feelings, like I feel like there's a song for you to listen to. And there's just so many dynamics to all her albums. I know a lot of people don't like her, and what bothers me is when people hate, like a lot of people hate her, and they'll be like, Amanda, stop, can we stop talking about Taylor Swift? Or, I just really don't like her, I hate her. And you know, it's okay for you not to like her music, or you know, like simply say I don't like her. But when people are like, I hate her, like,
people have very strong opinions
okay,
about
calm
Taylor
down.
Swift.
Okay, calm down. Yeah, and I understand that I'm extra sometimes, but I just I don't I don't know if there's any. I'm trying to think if there's any celebrities that I would be like, I do not like them. I just think
Yeah, to feel that strongly about someone is
I just
interesting.
yeah, I just think it's a little toxic to hate on someone like that. But yeah, I mean, like when my dad passed away, I listened to her music and it helped me, and it just is very healing for me. And um, yeah, so I'm a Swiftie.
And I'm a Swiftie by association.
Swiftie
That's what I call myself.
by
I'm
association.
definitely a fan of Taylor Swift. I just am not as intense as Amanda, but I support her obsession 100%.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you have one more thing?
I'm trying to think of one more thing.
I know. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Okay, we can just leave it at 2. We don't have to
Yeah,
force it.
I mean, the other thing I was gonna say, my leg is like falling asleep, is my cat. I have a cat.
Minnie.
Her name is Minnie, and I've had her since I was like 12, so she's 15.
Yeah, I know. You said she was going to be 15
This month, she's
This month.
15
Such an old lady.
years old. So she's an old lady, and she moved in here with us, Mark and I.
Which
And
was slightly an easy transition. I don't think that it was.
yeah, I think it's because
bad.
this is where she lived before, and even
Mhm.
though it did look a little bit different, but she wasn't. She went to live with my parents for a couple months while we remodeled this place,
Mhm.
and yeah, she's thriving. I think she's thriving more living with Mark and I because she lived with my mom's cat, and she's very independent. She wants her own space, but one thing I've noticed with that is she wasn't. So Lindsay knows this. She's constantly begging for food. I don't know if you can see from this angle, but I have a bite mark. If you're watching this, you probably can't see because it's far away, but I have a bite mark on my wrist from the other day. She just pounced on me and bit my arm because she was hungry in the morning. And she'll just sit there and meow, meow, meow for food. And when she lived with my mom's cat, he was the one that did that. So she would stare at you nicely and beg with like this nice little face. But now that he doesn't do that, she does that. So
She's like, it's my turn to bite.
drives me insane. But I love her, and I will really struggle when she passes away. Because, like I said, I've had her since I was 12, and I'm an only child.
Mhm.
So
Fun fact about Amanda.
yeah, I'm an only child. So Mark always says that's why we were so close,
Yeah.
which is probably true. But
Your baby.
yeah, another fun thing. Our favorite TV show. That's a fun thing.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I like this one.
Like, okay, we got into. I got into this. I went on a trip with my family, and we were playing some game, and they said favorite TV show, and I was like, okay, favorite TV show of all time, and they thought it meant favorite TV show right now.
Interesting.
So what should we do? I mean, we could do both, but
I was thinking right now, like, what is like your go-to
okay.
TV
See, for
right
some
this
reason,
moment?
right now. Right this moment, honestly, I don't think there's anything in like. I mean, right now I'm watching like Jersey Shore, but I wouldn't say that's like
your favorite TV show.
I'm sorry, Jersey Shore. I love Jersey Shore, but I wouldn't say like when I think of my favorite TV show.
Okay, so maybe all-time favorite. What would be it if you don't have like a go-to at the moment?
Well, my problem is all these TV shows are on strike, and well, we're on strike. So like, none of them.
What TV shows?
A lot of TV shows were on strike.
For what?
Like, there was like an actors strike going on with like Euphoria and Euphoria, Ginny and Georgia. But when I'm thinking, I like Ginny, like relevant right now.
Yeah, you did like that show.
Ginny and Georgia, Virgin River.
Mhm.
I'm blanking. My favorite TV show of all time is Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have known that was going to be her answer.
I don't know why I'm blanking.
We would watch that together in high school.
I don't know why I'm blanking recently of what I've watched recently. It's crazy.
Obviously, nothing very good.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll go upstairs and I'll look after this. I'm like, damn it.
I should have said that. We did watch Quiet on Set.
Yeah.
I ended up watching it.
Yeah, well, that's
I
probably...
should say.
Okay, we have to talk about that. That's... well, that's probably what I'm thinking of. I watched Griselda on Netflix. That was good, but like it wasn't my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched Quiet on Set. So I haven't watched anything. But like I said, stuff has been taking a later time to come out. Something I watched like within the past year or whatever. Oh my gosh, what is it called?
What is it about?
Oh, this summer I turned pretty.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah,
like that
I'm
one.
a very basic, like, I don't know why I'm like a 27-year-old woman now, but I love little high school romances.
You do like those kind of shows. It's so funny because I'm like, whenever I think about the shows that I watch, like I'm so plain.
Yeah.
I like stuff that I can watch and not really, like, it's just like not. I don't have to follow it if I don't want to. Like, I can just like.
Yeah. So you're like
watch
the
it.
opposite of me.
Kind
I like
of.
drama.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
did you say yours? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. I was listening to you.
Good.
It's fine. I really like NCIS. That's like my favorite show ever. I just rewatched like the actual NCIS, and now I'm starting to watch the other ones because I never like NCIS Hawaii and NCIS Los Angeles. And then my other favorite show right now is Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
That is probably also an all-time favorite.
But is that like ongoing right now? Like there's new
Yes.
episodes?
Mm-hmm. They're not very good at putting up new episodes out, but
okay. Well, I knew
they
that.
are.
I've never actually watched it.
That's my favorite show. It's like my nighttime, like I'm about to go to bed show. Like I'll put that on right before I go to sleep. But now that I've watched like every single episode like 15 times, we've been trying to watch other things, but
Yeah.
and then like any like documentary. I was gonna say documentary.
Documentary.
Any why can I not speak?
It's okay. Documentary.
Documentary. But yeah, any like documentary right now, I will 100% watch. So.
We watched. Anyways, we could talk about Quiet on Set real quick.
Yeah.
And then maybe another time we can go like full deep into it.
Sorry, repeat what you just said.
We could talk about Unquiet. We could talk about Quiet on Set real quick, but then we can go full deep into it another time, possibly.
Yeah.
But what did you think of it? Because I haven't talked to you about it.
Yeah, I know. We haven't talked about it. I definitely thought it was interesting. I think that they... Personally, I just think that the worst part about it was obviously the essay. But it's like they focus so much on like just like the not good work environment rather than that part of it, which I was like shocked about, just because like I felt that was way more shocking to me than like them having a bad boss, you know, like, and not saying like that was all that it was, but Dylan and I at the end were like, okay, so like they didn't have a good boss.
Yeah,
like,
you would have thought Dan Schneider would have also like sexually assaulted somebody.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I thought, and like I was just so surprised that like that wasn't it.
Because I think actually a lot of people think Dan Schneider is like the one who SA'd Drake because of the way it was perceived.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just so surprised that they kind of like, and then the other two guys that were also like doing stuff to children, like they just kind of mention them in there. And I was like, I just feel like this is a
Well,
bigger topic than
I've
just
heard some of the cast members from all that. I haven't. I'll have to look into it more. Saying that this documentary kind of did the same thing to them as like all that did and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. Or they didn't. Well, when they did you see the final episode?
Yes. Yes.
They didn't try to. They didn't bring everybody back for that, and there are some people they didn't even ask to be a part of that episode.
Interesting.
And
because then they brought back that new guy too,
and they didn't know that like the one girl was even going to be shown in the episode.
Wow.
And they didn't even like bring her back for it. So
personally, I just feel like any TV, any like thing like that is going to be in Hollywood, you can pretty much expect that it's not going to be a good environment, that it's not going to be like, I'm sure that there are shows out there that are like, no, that's not the case. But like,
yeah,
it just seems like that it's just most of the time the case, whether it is an adult show, whether it is a children's show, you know, like, so to me, it was just kind of like, okay. But like, I did enjoy, like, not enjoy, that was the wrong word. I did find it interesting and like wanting to know more about what happened to Drake Bell, because I was like, oh, like obviously no one ever knew that, but like it just felt like something they just slid in there, like, you know, and I felt it was way more important than that to talk about.
It's insane to me that I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh, I think I was gonna say we watched I can't even. We watched this podcast, Drake and Janet. Drake and Janet, the one solid episode that they put out ever.
The single episode that they have out.
Where they just talk about Josh the whole time.
That was hilarious. That was probably the funniest podcast I've ever watched in my whole entire life.
His wife is just like so rude.
She's so mean.
So mean to him. And it's funny.
Ex-wife, no.
Yeah, it's funny because
Thank God.
they got divorced, and if I would have watched that now and they didn't get divorced.
Yeah, I would have been surprised, yeah. She was just so negative. Like, it just felt like all she wanted was, like, to talk crap about Josh, and it was just, like, Drake was like, no, like, actually, we were pretty good friends, and, like, yeah, it sucks what he said about me, but, like, yeah, like, I still respect him, and I still, like, enjoy his company, you know? And she was like, no, talk crap about him. And it's like,
I
okay,
thought
chill.
the opening scene, so they discuss this new idea for Drake and Josh. It's a spinoff called Josh and Drake, which that's funny. That's honestly that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the opening scene is Josh is a real estate agent, and he is talking to a couple at the house, and they're like, oh, you're Josh from Drake and Josh. Hug me, brother. And he goes, fuck you, brother. And I thought that was funny.
I know, she took a lot of offense at it. She was like, how could he say that he
the
wanted
other
to say
stuff, that? I understand it was about Mexico and the cultural, like, differences and stuff like that, that she obviously thought Josh took too far, which I understand all of that. But the first opening scene, I thought that was I mean, if it's like a comedy going, I mean, if it's like an adult comedy, then that's funny. But also, they need to just chill out with making all these spin-offs. I personally loved Zoe 101 growing up, but I still haven't watched the Zoe 101 movie.
Really? I didn't even realize that they actually did it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way we could watch it, but we should watch it.
We should look into that.
I think it was on Paramount Plus. But anyways, yeah. But if you haven't watched Drake and Janet, go watch it.
Please watch it. You will really enjoy yourself and get really mad at her.
But yeah, it's obviously a shame for everything that happened with Drake and all the cast members.
Okay, so next we're gonna do Amanda's pop culture moment.
Pop culture moment.
And she's gonna talk to me about
culture girly.
Yes, you are our in-house pop culture girly,
Oh.
and you're going to talk to me about Taylor Swift's new album, which I have listened to a tiny, tiny bit. I've listened to maybe 5 songs,
Yes.
but there's a lot. How many songs are on there?
36.
That's a lot.
So,
That's like Morgan Wallen's double album.
We are recording this episode the day after the Tortured Poets Department release, which the Tortured Poets Department is the longest title that Taylor Swift has ever had.
Yes.
And she released the first 16 songs and then 15 more or whatever it is.
Yeah, didn't she release it at 12 and then the other ones at 2?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second one
It's
called the Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, I wrote down some of my favorite songs. Obviously, there's 36 of them. And I'm definitely one of those people that I'll like. I don't know how anyone else does it, but I'll listen to an album and I'll pick like 3 songs and I'll like obsess over those songs for a while, and then I'll go back and listen to the other ones. So, but I pretty much listened to the whole thing. Well, I
figured you did.
I started listening to it when I woke up yesterday. I started playing it while I was getting ready, so that's why. My favorite songs I wrote down, I'm Gonna Get You Back, which is crazy because I didn't realize, I have to research this a little bit more, but I didn't realize this at first. But when I first heard it, and it's so weird to say that like Taylor Swift's song reminds me of somebody else because I feel like Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift, but it was giving me Olivia Rodrigo vibes because.
But it seems like that was kind of the point almost.
Yeah, so that's why I said I'm going to have to research it. But it's crazy. I mean, it could be related to Olivia Rodrigo, but also, I don't know. It sounded like her relationship with Joe, or I have to research who this is about. Yeah. But it's like the song I'm Gonna Get You Back, or Get You Back, I think it's called, by Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
It's like, she says like, I wanna, be happy with you, and then she's like, and then I wanna do this. It gives that vibe, which I absolutely love. So I really liked that. It was like edgy, and she's like, my tight black skirt, and I was like, oh, okay. So I really liked that one.
Okay.
And I know her and Olivia Rodrigo had a supposed feud, so I don't know if it actually has anything to do with that.
I didn't know that.
Or not, but she was very supportive of her at the VMAs, like standing up and clapping and everything like that. Okay. So I don't really know. But the other one is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me?
What is the song about?
It's so she's like, she yells like, who's afraid of little old me?
Okay.
And
you did say, I just like how she yells it.
Yeah, I just like how she yells it. It's hard for me not to think she's like talking to Joe.
Yeah.
In all of these songs.
I mean, that's what it was. The whole album pretty much was.
And then she's like, you should be. So I think, from my perspective, I've only listened to it a couple of times, but it's like, it could be about Kanye or something like that.
Yeah, because she did have that one song about Kim.
Yeah, it could be about Kanye or Scooter Braun or something like that, but she's like, who's afraid of little old me? Like, you should be. And then this is what she does. She comes out here with these songs, and everyone's like, oh, shit.
And then they have to decipher what they're actually about.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of the songs are about Maddie Healy, apparently, which everyone's like, did not expect that.
Who is that?
Do you remember the guy from 1975? Do you remember when she dated him?
Oh, okay, yes.
For that very small.
Yes.
Well, she dated him previously. And then Fortnite, obviously, featuring Post Malone.
I did listen to this one.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
I did like it a lot. I actually really enjoyed the music video.
Mhm.
I thought it was very interesting. I liked all like the different scenes that they were in. I like that
Yeah.
song a lot. I think it's nice.
Yeah. And it seems like that's about Joe, but like I said, we never know.
Never know.
And then the last two I wrote on here are the ones about Travis Kelsey.
I didn't know So High
Oh
School was
my
about him.
gosh. Yeah,
I listened to The Alchemy today.
it says like fuck Mary Kill in it. In
Oh,
So High
I did.
School.
Okay, so I did see a reel about
Mhm.
that part. It was like all like the Travis Kelsey lyrics in Taylor Swift's new album, and so like it like went through all that, but I didn't realize that they were two different songs.
Yeah, and The Alchemy is also about him, and I think it says like something about how
I felt like the whole song was
the
based around
clowns
him.
and
Yeah.
like she was a clown, or the road. I don't know if she says rodeo clown, so don't take that. That could be completely. That's definitely in one of her songs, but yeah. So yeah, they're all very good. I'm secretly hoping for. I'm sure we'll get another music video at some point, but
Yeah.
how amazing would it be if we got one of the music videos of the Travis Kelsey ones?
Wait, I kind of heard a little rumor
Mhm.
that Taylor Swift might be on the next episode of their
Oh,
podcast.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's literally not confirmed at all whatsoever,
Yeah.
but someone was like, "Oh, the next episode of the podcast, like something." I
She
don't know.
never does like any interviews, so I feel like that would be really a really good place for her to
Yes,
do
yes, and
something.
very comfortable for her. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be awesome.
I know. I'm really, really waiting for that to happen because I just feel like it would be such a good opportunity for everybody, everybody involved. So I really hope that. I really hope that happens.
Yeah,
But if not, oh well.
yeah.
I'll
So,
keep an eye out for you. I'm sure you'll hear
oh,
about it if it happens.
oh yeah, yeah. So we're in another era, guys, in the tortured poets department,
Mm-hmm.
and we're loving all the vibes.
Yeah, we're loving Travis and Taylor.
Always, yeah. Lindsay is. She was very into the Kelseys and Jason Kelsey, and I had no idea that she was even
A football girly.
yeah them at all. Or I won't lie, I didn't know who Travis Kelsey was
It
before
was
this.
actually
So I did know
hilarious.
about the brothers, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It was so funny because like after the Super Bowl that they played in together, that's whenever I started like getting more into them.
Oh no.
So that's whenever I started getting more into them and like listening to their podcasts and stuff like that. And then I really fell in love with Jason Kelsey and his personality um and then one day, all of a sudden, Taylor and Travis were dating.
Yeah.
And I was like, Amanda, our
Our
two
world,
worlds are
our
colliding.
worlds collided.
Yeah, so that was crazy.
Yeah, it was really awesome, and Lindsay went to the Eras Tour movie with me, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah, that was really fun actually. I didn't know. Obviously, I knew I would enjoy like spending time with Amanda and doing that, but I really enjoyed the movie actually, and I got to watch it a couple times. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're really excited for what else
yeah,
our podcast has in store for you guys. So
thanks for joining us today, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks.